You're listening to Trek FM.
Welcome to Melodic Treks, Trek FM's 50th anniversary rewatch project. We're the hosts of the network that are lost in the Delta Quadrant, kill helpless life forms so that we can get home faster. And leading us is our morally unethical doctor, Richard Marquez.
Please state the nature of your medical emergency. Hey, how you doing, Brandon?
I'm doing great. I'm looking forward to today because I really love these episodes. Spoilers. So... I'm going to give you a new nickname. Turkey Platter.
Turkey Platter? What?
I love that line. When he goes up to her and calls her BLT, and then Tom Paris and Harry Kim walk away, and Harry Kim's like, come on, Turkey Platter, let's go.
Oh, that's right, yes.
I love that line. This makes me laugh. So, in a nutshell, Voyager finds another Federation ship who is under attack, and they go to rescue them, and they find out that they're being attacked by these little green aliens who seem pretty upset.
Well, I would say that they're actually turquoise, but yeah, green's good enough.
Oh, we got to get this on there like that dress? Is this going to be a Babel conference like that dress? Is the dress blue or gray or whatever?
It was blue and gold.
Blue
Why
and
do
gold?
I know that?
Is the aliens green or turquoise? So
let's leave it to the Babel conferencers. Is it green or turquoise?
It's green. It's
turquoise.
Anyways, what did you think of the episode? That I don't think we disagree.
No. I love this episode, and I think we're going to be talking about episode 1 and 2 because this is a long freaking episode. Anyway, so yeah, I absolutely love this. I mean, I don't know. Recently, and mainly it's because I have a little personal attachment because I bought an Equinox, and yeah, I love it because now I have a Star Trek symbol over it, and it's I call it the Nox. Anyway, that's not the point. The reason why I'm saying that, but yeah, I absolutely love this entire episode. I mean, it shows that. Obviously, we see Janeway go into sort of this very, very dark place that. It doesn't seem like she's willing or want to even come out of this because she was betrayed by Ransom, Captain Ransom, who's the captain of the Equinox. If you're watching it or have watched it, and it's just just interesting to see how far. I mean, it's asking the question during the whole entire episode is like. How far is she willing to go? Is she willing to destroy both ships? Is she willing to even, in a sense, murder murder Ransom? And obviously she was willing to let the aliens attack and possibly even kill him. So I mean I absolutely love it, especially Captain Ransom. Captain Ransom is one of my favorite heroes / villains in Voyager.
Well, he's a great actor, right? John Savage is the guy's name. And I know him mostly from a season 2 X-Files episode called Dodcom. And that's when they go on this boat and they start to age. They get really old in it. He's in that episode. So every time I see him, I remember him from that episode. But John Savage does such a great job, and he's a great actor.
Oh, yeah, he's a fantastic actor. And I know what episode you're talking about. That's a fantastic episode.
Mm-hmm. Now, somebody else we got to talk about in this episode is Titus Welliver. He's the first officer of the Equinox, and I can't remember the character's name right now.
Maxwell Burke.
But, pardon
Maxwell Burke.
Yes. Have you seen Deadwood?
I have not.
Oh, man, you got to watch Deadwood. Titus Welliver is such a great actor. He's in Deadwood. He is just amazing. So, we're going to stop recording. Richard's going to go watch Deadwood, and then we'll be right back. Just kidding.
Pause.
Pause. But I think it's neat that we're seeing this other ship. And I know that some fans seem to not like the idea of there being another Starfleet ship in there, but I think it's intriguing. And I think it's intriguing to see these two different approaches to Starfleet ships. And again, everybody talks about how if only Voyager would have done some type of arc. I almost picture like this could have been like season 2 of Lost, where you get the tailies, right? Like the other 47 on the island. Like this could have been something that was told at the same time that led up to a season finale, mashup or something like that. But these are the other people, and how did they handle it on the other side of the island? How did they handle it on the other side of the Delta Quadrant, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I liked seeing that, and it's not that Ransom made bad choices. It's that he was put in bad situations and made one bad choice near the end. Like, he talks about, like, he did the best that he could. He talks about how just a few days after coming to the Delta Quadrant, they took a different path, and they met up with these hostile aliens right away. They managed to circumnavigate Borg space, which is interesting, right? Because Voyager's still coming across the Borg, like, all the time. But, and it wasn't until, like, later on when their ship's, like, almost destroyed that they come across these aliens that might provide some type of power source, and one accidentally dies. Well, now that it's accidentally dead, do you throw the thing away? Or do you use it? It's an ethical question, and it reminds me of Nothing Human, which is an episode I talked about a few days ago with Lee. And it's like, well, they didn't intentionally kill this alien, but should they just throw it away or should they use it? I don't know. That opens up an ethical question that I'm thankful I don't have to answer.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah. And, it's a very interesting, it definitely an ethical question that, obviously Ransom chose what everything Federation and Starfleet is about. I mean, everything against it, just to get home for his, and like Janeway says, for his own selfish needs. But I did see something, or I did hear quite a bit, or something that reminded me of a previous episode. Do you remember Course Oblivion? That's when they started talking about the enhanced warp drive or anything like that. I'm just starting to think that. Could they possibly have done the same thing? Could the Voyager crew, done the unethical part on like Captain Ransom did?
Yeah, they could have, right? I mean, it's interesting. Like, one little mistake, like the road to hell is paved in good intentions, they say, right? And I don't think Captain Ransom was a bad captain. He just made one bad decision, and it just took him down to the wrong path.
Definitely, yeah.
So
I mean, he does, yeah.
That kind of. Yeah, and that kind of moves us into part 2. So, now he's left Janeway under attack by these aliens. He's on the run. And we've got the doctors switched, right? So their bad doctor is on Voyager, and the good doctor is on Equinox. And so Janeway goes on a Captain Ahab hunt to try and find Ransom, because he's one of Starfleet's own. And she's upset that this guy has,
betrayed him,
basically spitting on his vows.
Mm-hmm. Betrayed everything that they've sworn to uphold. And now I can see where, and obviously when this episode, it gets even darker than what we were exposed to in episode 1 of Equinox. And I would have loved to seen how far it actually would have gone. I mean, if Captain Ransom didn't actually, basically throw the olive branch and say, hey, I'm here to help you out. I mean, and then all of a sudden she changes her mind. All that hatred. I mean, I guess you can call it hatred. I don't know. Would you call it hatred?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I would. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's just like all that hatred just building up. You're relieving your officer. Almost relieved Tuvok, but you already relieved your first officer, and all for I guess in a sense principle for their oath, and then all of a sudden just. That's it. Oh, well, okay, I'll trust you. So it's just
yeah. Well, I don't buy Ransom's change of heart in the end either. I don't buy that he's suddenly upset, and I think that's a little bit of poor writing and a cheap escape out of the episode myself. But I mean, like, what I find more fascinating is how far do you think Janeway would have gone with that guy in the cargo bay?
She would have killed him.
I think she would have. Honestly, I don't think she would have let up.
Oh yeah.
So
he would have turned. He would have definitely turned into like one of those bacon crispies or whatever they look like.
Bacon people.
Bacon people.
So, but like she's frustrated. The tractor beam. She's like, just do it. She's getting mad. But yeah, I don't buy Ransom's change of heart in the end, and I think that's a cheap way out of the episode to redeem him so quickly.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like, I don't know. Like, not everybody has to get redeemed, I think, and that's the only part of the episode I don't really like, is that he's kind of gets redeemed at the end, and he sacrifices himself. So,
yeah.
Why does he see 7 in the program? In that artificial hologram that he has on his neck?
Well, isn't it the aliens talking to him? I mean, because
it turns into an alien, and it's almost like a dream.
Right.
But I think there's some meaning in there that I just can't grasp. But why does he see 7 without her Borg implants in this vista that you're not supposed to see any people in?
Well, maybe, okay, so this idea just popped in my head, so let me just roll it out. So I'm thinking, because 7 is a prisoner that under Ransom's command, that he feels like he's a prisoner of his own ship and crew, and also his own choices of his wrong and unethical ways of trying to get home back to the Alpha Quadrant as soon as they can. That maybe that she's just a symbol of that imprisonment, and that's the reason why it turns into the alien.
Mm-hmm. Maybe I'm not sure.
Maybe, I don't know.
So
it's idea just popped in my head.
How do you think this 2-parter holds up as a season finale, season opener?
Watching it for the first time, yeah. It was
that what?
I'm sorry.
Like, was that a good season-long cliffhanger for you?
Yeah.
Where you're like, holy smokes, I got to wait all summer to figure this out?
It wasn't best of both worlds, but it was right there close to number 2, 3. Yeah, somewhere around there. Yeah.
I think this is way better than Scorpion. Like, we were talking about it and how, you know, like, there's a few people on the Babel conference who they love Scorpion stuff. I personally think this 2-parter is way better than Scorpion as a 2-parter. I think it's a better cliffhanger than the Scorpion 2-parter. And I don't know. I believe that there's more at stake in this episode than there was in Scorpion.
I personally didn't like Scorpion.
Yeah,
I didn't like it.
So, I don't know. Like, I love this episode, and I think this is the best season finale 2-parter for Voyager. Myself, like, I didn't like the Unimatrix Zero very much. I didn't like Scorpion. Basics is kind of lame. I was okay with how season 4 ended with Hero. What is it? Not Heroes and Demons, but I can't remember the name of it right now. But and then it's season 5 started like it wasn't a cliffhanger, right? Mm-hmm. So I was okay with that as well. But
not even
I love it.
Not even Year of Hell. I mean, I know it's not a season opener and closer, but I mean, it's a pretty good 2-parter.
I like this. I think this is Voyager's best 2-parter myself. I think this is better than Year of Hell Part 1 and 2 as well. Like, I really, really enjoy this 2-parter and a lot. I think this is great. A great 2 episodes. Again, the direct comparison of how these 2 people went. And, you know, Ransom, like, the way that he's talking to Janeway, and he's trying to fish information out of Janeway. He's like, how often did you break the Prime Directive? She's like, break it? Never. Bent it? Yeah. Okay, so he needs to confess about what he's done. He needs to talk about it. But Janeway has not gone through the same experiences as him. You know, like, yes, Janeway's had trouble. Yes, they've gone through battles, but they've come out of it okay every time. And the way that Ransom tells this story, with a much smaller ship, right? Like, this, whatever class of ship this is, it's not designed for even anything remotely close to what Voyager's capable of handling.
Yeah.
You know, so their situations are not the same. So he's trying to reach out to her to talk to her, but it's like she'll never understand because, you know, she had the good life in the Delta Quadrant. And I think that's a very fascinating comparison to watch and a fascinating discussion to watch.
I agree. I totally agree. Oh, yeah. Your answer to your question is Nova class.
Thank you very much. Nova class.
Nova class.
Anywho, anything else you want to say about Equinox?
Absolutely love this episode. Definitely one of the best. Me personally, it's definitely not up. I mean, it's number 2 right after Year of Hell, but yeah.
Right after Year of Hell.
There you go.
Right on, Richard. Well, when you're not killing aliens to get home faster, where can people find you?
They can find me on the Babel Conference. I pop in here and there. And also, they can also hear me on the relaunch of Earl Grey. Yay! And also,
and they call it Darjeeling.
Darjeeling.
Yes.
And then they can also follow me on Twitter. My handle is xransom. You?
Are you called X Ransom because of this guy?
Shh. No, it's not. It's actually my gaming handle as well. Gamer tag.
Oh, okay. Well, you can find me here on the network with new episodes of Melodic Treks, which is all about the music of Star Trek. You can find me on Twitter at Brandon-Mutala, and every once in a while sticking my head up in the Babel Conference. And I have actually been a recent guest on quite a few episodes of Warp 5, our Enterprise podcast, and it's been a lot of fun. So join us there, check it out. There's some fun stuff there, and I think we got some good episode ideas for some upcoming episodes that I'm going to be doing with Floyd. So keep calm and party on, and join us again tomorrow as we discuss Survival Instinct and the Barge of the Dead.